Russians are voting across 11 different time zones. Today marks the first day of Russia's presidential elections 2024, and Russians are actually voting across 11 different time zones. In most areas, polls will be open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. locally across Russia's 11 time zones. In Moscow, voting begins at 5 GMT and ends at 5 GMT, whereas in Kamchatka, polls opened at 20:00 GMT on Thursdays. The election also marks the first time voters in 29 regions can actually vote online. Early voting in remote Russian areas began last month. Millions of Russian nationals living abroad can also vote in embassies, consulates, or by mail. So, this time, voting in Russia has been made very easy, it has been streamlined, and the regions that have been annexed by Russia, the Ukrainian regions that have been taken over by Russia last year, people are voting for the Russian president, which means that people in these areas are now eligible to vote for the president of Russia, and they have a right to choose the Russian president. Now, this began a few days back when people were asked by local governments, and candidates would visit their homes and ask for their votes. So, in a lot of regions, it has been seen that people have been given uh, the right to vote in a very easier manner. Elderly people who are unable to make it to the poll centers, the uh, election centers where polling is going on, the voting centers, some arrangement has been made where people are coming to their homes and getting their polling done, taking their votes. So, these regions in Ukraine, which have been taken over by Russia, now, mind you, not all the regions in Ukraine which have been taken over are holding the elections, but in most of the regions they are being held. And it started long back, preparations started long back. It started from the month of January, where people were made ready to vote for these elections. And in most of the places, a lot of it has been done. Many people have already voted in these regions, and the ones who have not will vote in the next 3 days, starting from today, 15th, 16th, and 17th. So, right now in Russia, just in Russia, people are voting in 11 different time zones. Apart from that, Russian nationals living abroad are voting online. So that is a lot of people, Russian nationals, are this time voting for their president. So this year, 2024, seems uh, to be a lot more streamlined in terms of the voting procedure. However, it seems that people have decided who the next president is. Or let's say Kremlin has decided who the next president will be, and no prizes for guessing who it is. We all know President Putin is going to win. Anyway, that's something that needs to be spoken about. in details, which will take a long time. Let's not get into that, but let's just talk about the elections that are taking place and in the next 2 days. Starting from today and the next 2 days, there will be a lot of developments that I will bring forward to you. Stay updated.